Morning, tubers. Well, you really can't see much of it, but what's behind me, or I'm sitting in, is a 2001, and I'll get out of the way, Toyota Camry, and it's got the friggin' Galaxy package on it, which gives you a few extra power doodads and things. But that's not really the point of it. Anyways, it's a 2001 Camry, the Japanese model, not an American car. And you can tell that by the serial number down here. Starts with a J, and that tells you got a Japanese Camry. So it's different than the American Camrys. And what's going on here is that the dashboard lights, half of them are fried. That half of the dash is dark. You've got one light that's working somewhere over in here. Watched a few videos, so basically you just pop out the bezel, pop out the gauges. It's 6 screws, 2 in the plastic here and 2 to hold the compartment in. You unplug it, change some bulbs. That's what I'm going to do. Now the only thing different that I'm going to do from any video that I've been watching is, before I even start fooling with any of this stuff, I'm going to disconnect the battery. That way, I know I don't have to worry about popping off an airbag or shorting something out. And since I'm working around the airbag, after you disconnect the battery, you better just wait a half hour. Okay, so that's step 1 for changing the dashboard lights. And I hope you enjoy this video. I'm getting myself set up here so you can see it and watch me struggle. Oh yeah, that might actually be a pretty good camera angle. You'll be looking over my shoulder. Wow, I got really ahead of myself. It was so simple. There's 2 screws here and here that are up in the dash. Take those out, the screws out. You pull the bottom out first. Then I took a flathead small screwdriver, hooked one corner, and then just pulled with the screwdriver like this, hooked the other corner, and the whole thing just popped right off. I didn't even break the clips or anything. You know, all my clips are still good. That was real simple. The next step, I don't even know how good a view you're getting in there. Move it in here. Well, hard to see. You know how it is. Better camera work for a better video will be somebody else's problem. Anyways, there's 4 screws on either side of the dash, top and bottom, I should say instrument panel. And I'm in the process of popping those off. I had already unscrewed one before I remembered I got to start filming. This is what happens when you get busy doing things. Now, let me just say, this has never been taken apart. All of these damn screws are really tight in there. I would recommend, truthfully, new screwdrivers. Don't use one that's got a little mangled up point or something. You're not going to be happy with it. And I don't think I'd recommend using a screwdriver with bit tips, because sometimes they can be funky, pop off. I wouldn't want to be dropping my stuff down inside the dashboard. And my trick is just push on the bottom of the screwdriver with your thumb and you can turn it. It keeps your angle good. And then in the end you finish up with your hand holding the screw. No dick dogging around if you're lucky. Alright, now the last video I watched said the bottom of this gauge thing comes out first. Oh yeah. And then the top will follow behind. Alright, I've done it. Now, I don't know how much you can see or not see of this edge, but okay. Right back behind here, there's 3 plugs. You just squeeze and pull. There's lots of videos showing you that. I'm not going to bother. Once I get the dashboard gauge thing disconnected, I'll come back to the video. We're looking at the back of the dashboard here, and at this point in the repair, I'll just pick one of the big ones because that's what I'm replacing. You unscrew it, it pops out. You can see there's a light bulb with a little cover, and these covers just peel right off. If you're not careful like I did, or it's burned on, you'll rip one. I decided to go with green nail polish to touch up one bulb. Got a bunch of bulbs, they seem the same size. Found one of a different number that seems the same size from my old stuff, so I'm going to do all 5 because 3 of them you could see were black burned out. So I needed to buy 4 bulbs. And so I found an extra. I'm going to do all 5. And anyways, it's just a swap out. It's no big deal. Okay, well, you're looking at the light bulb, and you might as well be putting on condoms. These little rubber things are just a pain in the ass to stretch over. Sometimes they friggin' tear. Where are they? Like this one just shredded on me, so it's no good. So my tech solution is get yourself some green nail polish and paint them up. Or if it sticks on part way, just where the hell is it? Paint what's missing. That's what I did on this one. It's half condom, half paint. It'll get you through. Okay, well, quick shot of the dash without the gauges in, and it's brown, white, blue. They lay in the natural order that they're going to match up with the gauge cluster. Yeah, gauge cluster, that's what it's called. And here it is, new light bulbs and the bezel. So this is 6 screws. I'm not even going to show you me putting it together unless I have some kind of problem. Oh, one other thing I didn't mention, I tilted down the steering wheel before I started. But like I said, I'm just going to pop this thing in, connect the battery, and it'll be done, done, done. Okay, tubers, I've started the car, and I've kind of got the sunscreen over. It's daytime, but oh yeah, you can see all the lights come on all across the dash now. That's just pretty. That's just really pretty. So I'm going to screw it in place because I hooked up the battery to do this. Now all I got to do is put in the 6 screws, the bezel. It's done. Good repair. Well, as you can see behind me, the Camry's all closed up and done. Trying to figure out a new way to shoot things, folks, so you know, forgive me if this camera work really blows. Hey, all it took was 5 light bulbs. The size was a 194. I'm standing in the shade. And I faked it with a 168 that I had laying around for the 5th bulb. Overall though, the Camry's looking good, 138,000 miles. I do plan on popping the wheels off and going after them brakes. My stepson never lets me play with the car, so since he's out of town, I'm going over it one time. It's been a couple of years since I've touched it. Alright, that's it, tubers.